last night, came home and watched the end of the Yankees and Red Sox. And, hey, Aaron Judge hit not one, but two homers. One to right center field over the Red Sox bullpen, which is
barely
what we call
got over the wall.
Well, barely over the Red Sox bullpen wall.
No, it barely cleared the wall.
Well, it went over the Red Sox bullpen.
No, it didn't. It went
That's what I saw?
It went into the bullpen.
Oh, I thought it went over it.
It barely cleared the wall.
What about the other one?
It still doesn't land.
It's still traveling.
Like, I think it's traveling down I-90 right next to the park.
And it went around Estaro Drive.
Far.
It went through the old Big Dig.
It's literally going to Worcester right now.
Worcester.
57 home runs, people.
Phew.
Can I and here's the problem with this conversation is it makes it sound like I'm denigrating Shohei Ohtani,
right,
and he is unbelievable and totally stipulated that what he is doing is something nobody else is attempting, let alone can do as expertly as he is doing, which is hitting for power and also pitching for power. What he is doing is truly unbelievable. Shohei Ohtani, and I just want to set it up with this, 12-8, 2.55 ERA, 188 strikeouts. And then at the plate, 34 home runs and 88 runs batted in. Wow. That is what we call completely and totally insanely stupid. Honestly, when I took my kids to Anaheim a few weeks ago, it was Yankees and Angels, and they watched Ohtani and Judge homer in the same game, I told them, I'm like, we're going to be talking about this for a long time. And I will tell your children, I will tell my grandchildren, no pressure, about this. Honestly. What Ohtani is doing, again, is something we haven't seen since Babe Ruth, and that's why you keep hearing, and he's doing it even better than Babe Ruth, pitching, I guess. And then you keep hearing that, and my answer is, okay, so then why is there anybody else considered most valuable player? Because nobody else is doing that. He's the most valuable player of 2023. As long as he could just hit for power and pitch successfully, right? That's all. And I know he's doing it to a certain degree, but I guess just because he's doing it at all, for a team in Major League Baseball, okay, got it. But I understand he's doing it really, really well as well. His team's 20 games under 500. And they've got Mike Trout, who just finished up homering in 7 straight, right? Got it. When he's healthy. What Aaron Judge is doing is what needs to be done for the Yankees to close out a division that has gotten uncomfortably tight because everyone else around him stopped hitting for about a month. But he kept on keeping on. He goes into Fenway Park last night and hits 2 home runs to get 57 on the year. He leads Major League Baseball in homers, runs batted in, runs scored, WAR. What is it good for? He's about to have he's closing in on having a double-digit WAR season. 10 WAR rating. Again, it's like the passer rating. Trust me, it's a great indicator of how good he is. The only others who have done that, Trout and Mookie Betts. And in case you want to just throw in there, okay, it's just like we haven't seen this since the Babe. That's why Ohtani's doing it and should be considered MVP. We haven't seen it since the Babe. And I know Judge isn't pitching, but according to Elias Sports, when Judge hit his 57th home run last night, his second of the night, the 8th inning shot that tied the game for the Yankees. Aaron Judge now has 20 more homers than the guy closest to him on the home run list this year. Kyle Schwarber's got 37. Last time baseball finished a calendar day with a player 20 or more home runs better than the next guy was on the last day of the 1928 season when Babe Ruth led Jim Bottomley and Hack Wilson by 23 homers. And Judge may have 23 more homers than the next best, maybe Schwarber or anyone else, by the end of the season. Because he is, if you are spinning one in the zone, if you are trying to get one past him as well, he's murdering it.
By the way, both his home runs last night were on breaking balls.
Murdering it. He is just on it. And he's doing it in New York City, which is completely different than down here. Trust me. I'm born and raised in New York City, and I have lived out here for almost 20 years. Down in Orange County, next door to Disneyland and around the corner from Knott's Berry Farm. That ain't the Bronx. Long-time listeners, first-time callers were born in that city. And he went rogue in the mind's eyes of some baseball observers and Yankee fans when he told the Yankees at closing in on age 30, I'm not taking that long-term contract for the amount of money you're putting on the table. I'm betting on myself. And he's doing this. And the lead that got built up that the Yankees are thankfully appearing not to squander. They're up 6 with 20 to play because the Rays and Jays are beating each other up right now. Judge is a major reason why that got built up like that. And the only reason why it hasn't been completely squandered is because Aaron Judge keeps hitting, even when he's intentionally walked all the time. So I just wanted to say that, man. I am not denigrating Shohei Ohtani, and I know what he is doing is something that no one else can do. But is that how is it that valuable if he's 20 under?
They're 30 games back in the division. Look, I don't like to defend the Yankees at any cost, but Judge has a 9 WAR. If you combine Ohtani's pitching WAR, which is a 4.8, and his hitting WAR, 3.3, he's still behind Aaron Judge by a full point.
Again, that's a win above a replacement.
So it's just the average player. So Judge is worth an additional 9 wins. Combine Ohtani pitching and hitting, he's worth an additional 8 wins.
But he's incredible, and any team would take him.
But like, as
and he's
we've been
very
saying
valuable
for years,
to his franchise and the ownership and the jerseys, and there's a value clearly in him. But we're talking about this year. Last year, again, Vlad Guerrero was on a Jays team that was closer to the playoffs than his Angels team.
Correct.
But it was also, I don't know, maybe just the first time I'd ever seen it, and I thought Ohtani was the most valuable player last year.
I think it's just time, and we've been saying this for a while. It's time to just add another award. It's really not a big deal. You're changing all the rules.
Well, what award would he win then?
Most outstanding player. He is the most outstanding player. What he does is incredibly outstanding.
Yes, it is.
It's not valuable because it's not translating to wins.
Or it's not as valuable as what we're seeing from Judge.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say it's not valuable. There's got to be a different word
No,
for
it's
it,
not
but
the most valuable.
But value
that's where the most comes in.
But value translates to wins. You're 20 under. You're 30 back. What about you is valuable? Well,
but what he's doing is historic, though, right?
They would need 3 clones of him to even be in the wild card race.
Can you believe that? By the way, in remember that in May they were clearly going to play in October, and it was like finally we're going to see it. And then they lost, 14, 15 in a row, and Joe Madden gets fired. How the hell did that happen? I don't know, man. I just felt the need to say it.
But
he did, and Rendon. I mean, he can't stay healthy since they paid a ton of money.
That guy is stealing
for him.
Yeah.